your whole world betrayed you? If the people you trusted the most cast you aside and left you to die in absolute darkness? Imagine falling into an abyss, alone, with no way out, facing creatures beyond human comprehension, knowing nobody is coming to save you. That's exactly what happened to Hajime Nagumo in Arifureta. But instead of giving up, he did the impossible. He transformed from a weak, forgotten nobody into a ruthless, unstoppable force. Today on Character Chronicles, we're diving deep into the brutal, relentless, and powerful evolution of Hajime Nagumo, the man who refused to stay weak. Hajime Nagumo started as your average, unremarkable high school student, quiet, shy, easily overlooked. When he and his classmates were transported to a fantasy world, everyone else awakened to powerful abilities, but Hajime? He was given one of the weakest, most useless skills imaginable. Mocked by his peers and treated as dead weight, Hajime's nightmare reached its peak when he was betrayed, pushed into the depths of the great Orcus labyrinth, left to die in absolute isolation. In that moment, everything changed. The fear, the despair, the hopelessness, Hajime was forced to face death in its purest form. But instead of breaking, he adapted. He evolved. His mentality shifted from a helpless victim to a ruthless survivor. That was the day Hajime Nagumo died, and something entirely new was born. More than just a physical transformation, Hajime's journey is a masterclass in psychological evolution. Betrayal didn't just wound him, it reshaped him. The pain hardened him, stripping away every ounce of weakness he once had. His new philosophy? Survival over morality. Power over dependence. Hajime stopped caring about being liked, accepted, or fitting into the world's rules. The only rule he followed now was survival. Every fight, every kill, every skill he gained, it was all about one thing, never being weak again. But there's something deeper here. Hajime isn't just some overpowered protagonist, he's a reflection of what happens when someone is pushed beyond their limit. His cold, brutal persona is the result of trauma, but it's also a symbol of control. He refuses to let anyone, or anything, determine his fate ever again. Hajime's rise to power is marked by some of the most insane battles in isekai anime. His first real test? The behemoth, a monster that outclassed him in every way. But instead of running, Hajime outsmarted and outgunned it, crafting weapons on the spot and systematically taking it down in one of his most iconic fights. Then came the Hydra, a creature with near-invincible regeneration. But Hajime? He shut that shit down. Using a mix of firepower, high-speed tactics, and a calculated battle strategy, he annihilated a beast that would have slaughtered any ordinary warrior. And let's not forget his fight against Cadlia, a high-ranking demon commander. This wasn't just a fight, it was a statement. Hajime dominated the battlefield, executing her with no hesitation, proving that he wasn't just strong, he was a completely different monster than the one they had abandoned. Each fight pushed him further, cementing his legendary status. Hajime's evolution isn't just about gaining strength, it's about becoming something entirely new. At first, his journey was all about survival. But as time went on, he found purpose, not just in revenge, but in the people he cared about, especially you. Despite his cold, battle-hardened exterior, there's still a human side to him, struggling between his past self and the ruthless warrior he became. It's this conflict that makes him such a fascinating character. He's not just a hero, and he's definitely not a villain. He's something in between, and that's exactly what makes him dangerous. Hajime's story is a symbol of what happens when someone embraces their darkest moments instead of letting them destroy them. He represents the power of self-reliance, the idea that strength isn't something you're given, it's something you create for yourself. Arifureta shows us that sometimes, to survive, we have to let go of who we used to be. Hajime proves that suffering isn't just pain, it's fuel. His story challenges us to ask, how far would you go to survive? If the world abandoned you, would you still find your own way? Hajime's power set is straight up ridiculous. From monster abilities to cutting-edge firearms, he's got an arsenal that makes most protagonists look weak in comparison. His transmutation ability allows him to craft legendary weapons, his demon eye grants battlefield superiority, and his insane healing factor makes him nearly impossible to kill. But for all his power, Hajime's greatest weapon is his mind. He's a strategist, a tactician, a calculated warrior who never underestimates his enemy. However, his biggest weakness? His emotional walls. His trauma made him strong, but it also isolated him. He struggles to trust, to connect, to fully accept that he doesn't have to fight alone. Hajime isn't your typical isekai protagonist. He's controversial. He's cold. He doesn't fit the mold of the classic chosen hero. And that's exactly why fans either love him or hate him. His influence extends beyond Era Furita. He's a reminder that not every protagonist has to be the idealistic, morally pure hero. Sometimes, the most interesting characters are the ones who embrace their darkness. Hajime's story resonates because it's about taking control of your own destiny. He shows us that life doesn't care if you're ready or not. You either adapt and evolve, or you get left behind. And that's real life. He reminds me that the only way out of struggle is through it. The only way to stop being weak is to stop accepting weakness. His journey is brutal, unapologetic, and filled with pain, but at the end of the day, he made his own path. And that's what makes him legendary. What's your take on Hajime's evolution? Do you think he became a true hero, or did he lose too much of himself in the process? Let me know in the comments. And if you're rocking with these deep dives, hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell, and drop a comment on which character we should analyze next. Until next time, stay locked in, keep evolving, and I'll catch you in the next Character Chronicles.